And it's time for the start of conference play here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 12th ranked Oklahoma for the first time ever in the SEC, taking on 5th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide here inside Coleman Coliseum. What is up? Well, and it is Alabama wearing the home white who has won the tip. Our officials, Terry Oglesby, Rob Rourke, and Josue Nieves. A sold-out crowd here inside Coleman Coliseum for the start of SEC play. Shot clock is at 6 inside. Grant Nelson off the mark. Looks up at the clock. It's at 2. Turnaround. And Oklahoma with the board.
Really good defensive stand by Oklahoma on the first stand.
As Jalen Moore gets the scoring started for Oklahoma.
Moore returning back to his home state. He's been playing with a lot of confidence this season in his second year with the Sooners.
Nelson with that funky looking release off the mark. And Stevenson with the putback for Alabama.
And that's a big plus.
Position D by Oklahoma. This is what Oklahoma wants. They want to force Alabama to run their half-court offense, no transition. But that half-court set worked to perfection.
Really good patience there by Alabama off of him.
Here comes Fears the other way. Getting downhill fast, missing at the rim. And now Alabama looking to run. Philon, jump off, gets it back. Corner 3 ball.
And that's what Nate Oates loves to see from his team. Getting out and running. LeBaron Philon, unselfish play, gives it up to Sears. Sears gives it right back, 3 ball.
Kobe Elvis is the Dayton transfer. The dump inside to the big man. And
reach-in fouls, but another baseline opportunity for Alabama.
Darion Reed, the freshman, on the floor. Inside they go to Mohamed Diabate. He has been... Here is Reed missing his last game with an ankle injury on the floor. First shot off the mark. Up ahead. And you see the athleticism from Jalen Moore. In the corner, missing the 3. Richard, what have we seen here early on?
It's been heavy on the guard play. Both guards doing a really good job getting out in transition. This game has had a frenetic pace, but it's been the extra passes and the ball movements that have created
action. They say he is feeling much better on the floor.
But of course, you want to make sure you find the chemistry when...
One of 2 remaining unbeatens in the country. Elvis, look at that crossover. Lowers his shoulder. Okay, Kobe Elvis, we see you.
Now, that was a big-time move right there by Kobe Ellis.
Fears bringing the young freshman along.
Well, Porter Moser has a really good rock.
Well, Gee came over with the volleyball block. Youngblood, the South Florida transfer. He will find counting Diabate.
Excellent cut by Mo Diabate from the high post. You've been seeing some action from Alabama in this game.
Elvis high off the glass. He has been the best player. Watch the Oklahoma shoot-around today. The focus was Alabama is elite in the first 6 to 10 seconds of the shot clock. Make them play in the half-court offense. But Sears can get downhill and do that. You're going to let them things go a little bit. You're not going to get a whistle every time down.
As it should be. These are 2 high-level teams. Obviously, you talk about an undefeated team in the country with Oklahoma and a top 5 team in Alabama. You got to let them solve it on the court.
Good D by Aden Holloway. As a timeout on the floor. As we take a look at it, Richard.
Players, Mo Diabate needs to grab the leg of Jeremiah Fears as Fears is pleading to the official shooter. Hopefully he can get some rhythm and get going.
Gets into the lane, has to throw it high off the window. Fighting underneath is Godwin, but it's Alabama with the board. Nelson throws it up top. And that's Clifford Amore with the jam. Get going, so it's Moore. He has that rejected by Nelson. Moore trying to come back at him with 8 on the shot clock. Spinning baseline, cut off, throws up a wild one. Godwin with the board and puts it in. What a fight by from the Big Ten to now playing here in the SEC.
Much more up-tempo from what he's used to playing at Rutgers now that he's here in Nate Oates' system.
Aiden Holloway with a nice teardrop. Alabama with a 21-13 lead as we approach 10 minutes to play in this first half.
Holloway is a player that can come off the bench and score in bunches.
Miles with 2 on him. And Stevenson called for the foul.
That was a beautiful play there by Oklahoma. Ball moving from one side.
Was guarding Mark Sears all ball game. And he makes
his high level.
Phylon gives it back to Amore, who throws it down.
And that's beautiful footwork by Clifford Amore on that screen roll in the corner, slipping it. Nice pass, putting it on the deck.
Fears bumping, no call. And a foul as Godwin goes to the rim.
Back to the free throw line. That screen roll action in the baseline, good footwork by Amore. It's important to get out and near the corner to clear out quickly. And the rejection, the foul on Alabama.
Scholarship, what a story. No look pass, but Godwin can't finish. Sears, he is so tough with the ball, gives it up. Amore, and he has been active early for Alabama. He now
off the block, and that's why OU is 1 of 8 on their last possessions. Beautiful work by Grant Nelson, and the ball is out of bounds. Back to Alabama.
Sears, the step back, gives it up. Instead, it's Nelson with 2 hands. Wow. And a strong board for Amore. Sears shakes his defender. He finds Phylon open from 3. Knocks it down.
That's excellent basketball right there. Good patience. Good transition defense there by Oklahoma, but Alabama playing with pace, takes their time, finds the open man, Phylon, knocking it down.
Largest lead of the game, but Moore with the 3 to bring it back to 11.
That's a big shot, right?
Attention that Sears gets when he has the ball in his hands. Falls for Grant Nelson.
Grant Nelson, who's been playing.
Amore gets applause from the crowd as he gets a breather. Perfect 3 of 3 from the floor, 4 from the floor, 8 points. Finally, he'll be fouled and get a trip to the free throw line.
Freshman class with other McDonald's All-Americans, but he's been the freshman.
Defense falling back a little bit. They said they want him to be strong at both ends of the floor.
Alabama with numbers coming down in transition.
Phylon thought about it. Instead, they decided to run the offense. Youngblood hits for 3. Nate Oates says that's the guy we would leave. Bench with 2 fouls to finish this first half. We approach 5 minutes to play. What a hammer by Darion Reed.
Beautiful pump fake. Fundamentals on display. Darion Reed put it on the deck. Wow.
I'd say that ankle's looking pretty good.
But that's how it feels a lot better. Get you a high percentage shot at the cup.
Elvis with a deep 2 as Alabama's lead is at 16. Phylon penetrating with the left, rolls off, and he'll be fouled on the putback attempt.
Porter Moser spoke highly on the offensive.
Phylon, the freshman from Mobile, Alabama.
You have to allow them to play, but at the same time, you have to figure out how do you play.
Getting in the paint whenever he wants. Shot clock's at 10 for the Sooners. Using the screen from Godwin. Now inside to the big man off the switch, puts it up and in. Nice play by Oklahoma.
Great job finding the advantage. Alabama elected to switch at the end of that pick and roll action, which gave them the mismatch. Godwin, with the smaller player, scores in the paint.
Nelson hesitated, but he still makes the three.
Now this is the challenge if you're Oklahoma. It makes you drop your head. When Alabama's hitting threes from the outside with their 4 and 5 men, that's when they are elite.
Elvis, another job penetrating. He's up to 8 now for Oklahoma. Now he goes on Godwin, makes the stop on 2 feet. Youngblood pulls it, misses everything. Philon with the board and puts it up and in. Those are the misses that Alabama switching everything now. Godwin, 3 on the shot clock, and it rolls in.
And good patience, fumbled the ball a little bit, but showed some.
Miles goes 1 on 2 and throws it away.
Alabama with numbers.
Here comes Reed. Tennessee talking about Kentucky. He said, this is where we want to be. It's time to turn it on in conference play.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when you talk about flying under the radar, they rebound and play with effort. They can beat any team in the country and beat them, you know, handedly. I expect some more adjustments to be made from Oklahoma, but obviously this is a road game in the Southeastern Conference, and it's very, very hard to win on. Coach, who's definitely going to have his team well prepared, and obviously he's been able to play several I
think the biggest surprise for Oklahoma is Jeremiah Fears. 1 point in this first half, 0 for 7 on the bench now with 2 fouls. Nice pass inside as Godwin throws it down.
And the catch and finish by Sam Godwin was impressive. Catching the ball high and pogoing right up for the slam with 2 hands.
Holloway with the defender on his hip and a skying rebound for Moore. Oklahoma with numbers, running. Moore left hand, and Godwin tips it in.
You know, I think it was good.
Six-second differential between shot and game clock. What does Alabama want to do here?
You want to make sure you get something with Mark Sears going downhill. I'm sure they're going to go with some type of ball screen or go screen where they slip it and see if he can get moving. There's a split right there. There's another one.
There goes Sears, 3 seconds off his foot. Nelson has to get it up. And a shot clock violation. Moore has it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Has to get it off. And does not get it to go. What a statement half. Stevenson, huge size advantage. Here comes the double on him in the post. Fighting through it, gets his own miss, but he's stripped down low. Great. Oklahoma with numbers, 3 on 1, and they finish in transition with Jalen Moore.
Great defense there by the. This might be the strategy that they're going to need to try to get back into this game.
Philon comes to a stop. Nelson launches, nothing but nylon. 10 points now for Grant Nelson.
And big shots. He's been hitting them in moments when they need him most. Obviously, you see Oklahoma starting to get a little bit of confidence in a surge defensively. And when the big man can knock it down, that's a huge plus for Alabama.
Moore spinning through the contact, and then he flexes on him.
Yes, he did to the game.
Banging, and it's Nelson with the offensive rebound. Sears just too strong, and 1. He said, this is how you... Without the jersey on, just kind of like the underneath shirt. He looked... Philon puts it on the deck. His runner, as Amori gets out of the way of that one.
Good decision. Something you don't see too often.
Fears lost that one going up. Philon, 3 ball. And the long rebound, it's punched out Jalen Moore. It's showtime.
Big basket by Jalen Moore, been able to get some things going.
Sears patience. Now going back to the rim, cuffs it, and he gets the...
He can knock it down. We can look at Lamika Sears.
That's all.
It's got to be a joy to watch the players your kids on the highest level play the game they love.
Elvis shrugs off the D. Moore, he will pull with a hand in his face, knocks it down as Jalen...
Point attempt. That's why it went short. Got to get your momentum going towards the basket.
Goodine, good job staying in front. Phylon from the corner off the mark. Youngblood, another offensive rebound. How about a tip in from Darion Reed?
It's that type of blue.
Jalen Moore fighting for it, but it's saved to Alabama. Youngblood says, "Get off me!"
That's a huge play by Chris Youngblood.
Sherrell, and he'll be fouled.
In attacking the paint and finishing with thunderous dunks at the rim.
I know that's...
You know, when you come through the days of watching Jordan and Shaq and all of these other players, what happens is you won't have any shot blockers getting in your way the next time. So as Aiden Sherrell continues to grow his game, that's how you have to attack the rim.
Hesitation, and a goaltend called on Sherrell. So count the back.
Such as Kobe Ellis and Duke Miles, who've been able to get a bucket outside of the structure with some individual action. But you're going to have to continue to trust your action and try to work together as a team.
Three ball falls. Aiden Holloway.
Aiden Holloway, instant offense when he checks right in. He's always locked and loaded. Can shoot it from beyond NBA range.
And there's Sears with the steal. 2-on-1 break, throwing it up. Goes and gets it. Ball team underway.
Well, the commitment that they've had here at the University of Alabama when it comes to basketball has been tremendous. This is a program that has obviously had really good players, really good coaches for a long period of time.
Miles off the window, plus the foul. Miles converting the three-point play for Oklahoma.
Both teams starting to find their offense in recent possessions. In a game where Alabama has played really good defense. Oklahoma has really been able to turn it on with field goal. But playing Alabama on the road in SEC play has been a little bit different so far. I expect them to have a little bit more of a punch.
Sherrell missing, gets his own.
Play with Walter Clayton as well as Elijah Martin.
Jeremiah Fears back on the floor for Oklahoma, spinning away from the D, and that is his first field goal of the game. Comes here almost midway into the second half.
And it was a tough shot, you know, a high degree of difficulty, and there's the veteran taking it to the rookie as Sears and Fears have a little bit of jawing back and forth.
Oh, and then Sears gets a hard screen from Godwin.
Get your head on a swivel.
Fears, pump fake, and a step back three. He's now hit back-to-back shots. Fears wants it with 6 on the shot clock. That's defender on his hip, and the elbow jumper goes. That's now 3 in a row for Fears.
And you see the ability of the strength that he has. He's playing against a strong guard, but able to create that separation with just a little nudge.
Phylon, and a two-handed slam from Clifford Amore.
Big-time playmaking ability. LeBaron Phylon, head up, drops it off to the big for the hammer.
He's a perfect 5 of 5 from the floor with 10 points. Extra pass is to Duke Miles, too strong on the 3, and Nelson rips it away. Phylon, look back, Euro step, And he got hit in the jaw.
And that was a savvy move.
After that hard foul, and now the officials are going to get in between. As we look at the foul, and the officials will send both teams to their benches. At 5 keeps it. As Philon.
Yes. I mean, you have to have some type of physicality. And to be honest, when you look at teams that can travel, and you have to be able to rebound in the paint. So when you have that level of physicality, it's important.
Hello, Euro. Mark Sears getting to the cup.
It's the deceleration. You talk about him able to go downhill, but stop on the dime, switch his speeds, and then find a crease for the layup. Phenomenal.
Up top, and Godwin throws it down. Nice alley-oop. The find from Jeremiah Fears.
You know, we talked to this coaching staff, and they say Sam Godwin is sneaky athletic. Well, I tell you, there's nothing sneaky about that.
It was Philon rising up on the other end. It looked like Oklahoma making a run, trying to
make it difficult for Alabama because both teams are getting easy buckets right now.
Fears, good find to Godwin, missing, gets his own miss, up and in. Godwin continues his scoring. He's up to 15 now.
Gotta love it. Sam Godwin has been playing from the opening tip with putbacks early on, and here he is, gets hogs for a foul, trying to hedge out on Mark Sears. But still, the energy and effort has been there from the beginning from Godwin.
Really sticks out for me, his ability to control the ball, hounded by
from the outside. You got to get some transition layups and put your hip.
And another offensive rebound as Sears resets. Youngblood might have walked with it, now gets to the cup and off the window.
I like that. That's a beautiful move right there by Chris Youngblood. Took his time, extended the ball away from the shot blocker, and a beautiful scoop shot high off the glass.
Coming back is Kobe Elvis.
Well, so many teams that they're talking about obviously in the top 10, but I have to go with the Ole Miss Rebels and what Chris Beard has going on. Has some really good players transferring in. Obviously, you have a head coach that has the pedigree 2 on the season. I would expect them, if you want to pick a sleeper, could be the Rebels.
Okay. They got their win over Georgia as Nelson was down behind the play. Oklahoma taking advantage of the 5-on-4.
And a really good Georgia team. Mike White has really taken his program to another level. Some big-time shooters in interior play. Every single game is going to be a high-quality game in this league.
Maybe a foul underneath as Alabama was trying for the alley-oop. A push called. I know you know this Alabama.
Make sure that they get a high volume of shots to beat you. But you've seen a concerted effort to get the ball in the inside by way of the post-up. They've been taking advantage of some mismatches when they've been able to get them into switches. And not only are they able to score in the paint with that, but it creates the opportunity for kick-out threes. The shooting woes have been tenacious rebounding on the offensive and defensive end to make them really compete.
He makes them both at the. Good D by Miles, but Sears too strong. And Alabama wanted a goaltend. They will count the bucket.
There's a piece of what I'm saying. When you're a big-time scorer.
Sears missing. A lot of length from Alabama, getting another block there. Passing, Nelson thought about it on the deck, bump, no call, but he gets it to go. Nelson with a double-double now, 12 points, his 10th rebound. Hesitation, Fears, and he draws the contact.
TC play.
We'll have a host Auburn at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. Should be a great year. There's Sears again deciding to get into the post, and he is fouled hard by Fears.
It's a big-time move. The physical.
Sears ways to get it done tonight.
And they've done a really good job at sharing the ball. I mean, you talk about 16 assists. Mark Sears with 8 of them in this game, flirting with a double-double. So it's not just the shooting that you have coming off the bounce. They do a really good job of penetrating, creating for others. The unselfish play is very important.
Miles with a speed burst, and as he turns the corner, he'll be fouled.
Use their poise and fundamentals to come up with a quality shot for them. Said that there's a different level than what they've been having in the non-conference. And they had a tough draw to have when they move forward in the next game. And there'll be another team that you won't want to play.
Alabama getting out of the trap. 3 ball by Stevenson. Rattles in.
Good job there by Jaron Stevenson, catching that ball in his shooting pocket, ready to shoot it in the corner.
Fears dumps off, up and under. Nice finish for James.
Adjustments. Now he has a deep roster, but you want to be able to see the contributions come all the way across the board and see what your team can be.
Especially from this guy, Jaron Stevenson, says he can be a little too passive at times.
Well, this is a kid who has tremendous talent. He reclassified and come to college last year early. He's 6'10", has an outside shooting touch. He can have some rim protected ability. He can put it on the deck, but his potential obviously has not been met. It's just a matter of him trying to get the motor going, being a little bit more aggressive offensively and defensively, and finding confidence in that.
Miles called for the reaching foul as Sears will get another.
But obviously, you play South Carolina, a different roster than what he had last year, a team that was competing amongst the elite in the SEC.
Fears that step back, that's a deep 2.
That are here to look at what Jeremiah Fears can do. This freshman has so much ability to shoot from outside. He's shifty. He has elite end-to-end speed. Now, he's just been able to run into a buzzsaw today, but he's finding his confidence in the second half.
Bang! Aiden Holloway. And Alabama has hit 100. On the past 6 years under Nate Oates versus the previous.
He's had some really good defensive teams. You go back to the first year on at
Fears how he composed himself at the half. Clearly he was frustrated in that first half with 1 point, but he's got 15 points now in the second half.
He's done a really good job.
Stevenson rocking the rim, another assist for Sears. Holloway. Moore will lay it in at the other end.
This is a situation where obviously you had a tough opponent on the road against a top 5 team that played like a top 5 team. And you have to continue to stay together as a team. And you had some moments when they were able to put some things together in the second half, but this is the time that you have to trust your team the most and continue to play as a unit. The hero ball is not the answer when you get an SEC play.
You can tell the physicality. They will let you bang, and you have to play through a lot of contact.
You're going to have to earn it.
Here's the upcoming schedule for Oklahoma. Up next will be 13th ranked Texas A&M, and then on the road at
team playing good basketball. They move the ball around well. Texas
comes with an early 6-5 lead. Crowd wants Skarnowski to get a shot up. Instead, it's Reed, and his lay-in goes.
And he caught that ball on the move. That momentum that he already had going forward gave him an extra burst to finish at the cup.
Step back for Elvis. And the rebound, Skarnowski. And Alabama can run out the clock. Final thoughts, Richard?
Well, this looks like an impressive win by the Alabama Crimson Tide and an important win against an undefeated team, an Oklahoma team that is a really good ball club. Struggled, didn't have it today, but I expect a lot from both of these teams.
It is the 5th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide handing Oklahoma their first loss of the season, 107-79. Just one undefeated team left in college basketball. For my partner Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schriffen. We are going to send it now to